Okay, so after giving a few days to let my thoughts decompress, I am now ready to talk about Dean Ambrose leaving the WWE. Right off the bat, I'm going to say this. Goodbye. That's it. Goodbye. What has this company done with Dean Ambrose that we should even care that he's leaving? If he leaves, it's not really going to create a big gap. I like Dean Ambrose, but let's face the facts. For the last couple of years, the man has been irrelevant. Even when he won the WWE Championship in the year 2016, he was still irrelevant because he was playing second fiddle to everyone else. He had a very lackluster and forgettable title reign. The only thing memorable was AJ Styles beating him for the championship. What did Ambrose do as WWE Champion? He had a forgettable match at SummerSlam with Dolph Ziggler, and that's pretty much it. I can't remember anything else he did with it, except having a lackluster match with Ziggler and losing the strap to AJ. What did he do afterwards? Absolutely nothing. Now, to be fair, it's a combination of two faults. It's a combination of WWE just being horrible at booking its characters, and it's a combination of Dean Ambrose just showing the fact that he's just lazy and just doesn't give a fuck. It's a two-way street. But let's rewind a little bit back. Let's go back to 2014 when the first initial split of the Shield happened. Dean Ambrose went solo. He was becoming a red hot character. Going into 2015, kind of died off a little bit. But at the beginning of 2016, he was starting to get some of that heat back, especially when you get to the Royal Rumble, where the last two participants were him and Triple H, and Dean Ambrose was he was getting pretty hot, and people were waiting for him to win that Rumble. Of course, he did. One can make the argument that maybe he should have won. But then we go past that. Again, eventually that year he wins the title, but again does absolutely nothing with it. It becomes a forgettable title reign. We get to 2017, and he and Seth Rollins are tag teaming a Shield reunion that who really wanted a Shield reunion? Who asked for a Shield reunion? The Shield reunion was just being done to get Roman Reigns over. Dean Ambrose was being used as a prop. The Shield reunion was not done as his grand old thing. It was done because they needed a way to get the Golden Man himself, the Golden Child, Roman Reigns, over with the crowd. What do? Wrestling fans are fickle. You reunite the Shield, they're going to start cheering. The second you say Shield reunion, fickle wrestling fans are going to be like, yeah, Shield reunion. Daniel Bryan is right. You guys are fickle, fickle, fickle. And what did the Shield reunion bring people? Absolutely nothing. You want to know what it brought people? I'll tell you what it brought people. Roman Reigns ended up getting ill. I think he got the mumps or some shit like that. And then a few months later, Dean Ambrose hurts his shoulder. He's out for 8 months. The Shield reunion. Absolutely nothing happens. So Dean Ambrose comes back in the late summer of 2018. Dean comes back. He cuts his hair. He looked like he hit the gym. He got bulked up. He looked to be in great shape. You know, the initial few weeks of Dean Ambrose being this silent guy who's not explaining his actions was intriguing until yet another Shield reunion happens. And once that Shield reunion happened, Dean Ambrose's luster completely diminished with it. His luster diminished. It meant nothing. Because he was literally brought back to put the Roman Reigns agenda over again. And what happened? It failed. You want to know why it failed? Because Roman Reigns unfortunately went down with leukemia. I'm not going to bash the man for getting cancer. It is what it is. It sucks. But we can't ignore the fact that before the cancer announcement, the Shield was just reunited to protect and get Roman Reigns over again as a babyface, and it failed once again. But now we get to that night when Roman Reigns announces he has leukemia. He takes his leave of absence. We get to the end of that Monday Night Raw. Dean Ambrose turns heel. Boom. Intrigue and interest got on to Dean Ambrose. He turned on Seth Rollins the night Roman Reigns has to leave to fight cancer. Instant, disgusting, dirty heel. And what happens? You turn his character into a germaphobe. He's getting vaccine shots in his ass, and he's dressing like Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. Wacky Dean returns. No wonder why this guy wants to leave. You had gold given to you on a silver platter. You had one shot to get some interest into Dean Ambrose by having him attack Rollins the night Roman Reigns took his cancer leave, and you did absolutely nothing. Nothing. You had Ambrose going to arena saying, "You people stink. You people are smelly. P.U." What is that nonsense? What is that garbage? He's not a serious heel. He's Wacky Dean. He's Wacky Dean as a heel. That's all he is. Getting needles in his ass with vaccines. Dressing like Bane from The Dark Knight. Looking like a complete freaking goof. And the whole feud with Rollins, it should have been something epic. It should have been something vicious and brutal and violent. Instead, it was just garbage. It was a lackluster feud. It did more harm to Seth Rollins. Dean Ambrose was already dead. But you just further diminished Seth Rollins' momentum by having him in a go-nowhere feud for the Intercontinental Championship, which meant absolutely nothing. The feud did not need to have the Intercontinental title. It already had a story. It had a shitty story, for lack thereof. It got nobody over. It didn't get Ambrose over as a heel. It didn't get Seth over as a babyface. It got nobody over. Now we fast forward to January. As I speak. The last day of January, actually. Seth Rollins is now winner of the Royal Rumble. He's got a one-way ticket to WrestleMania and a world title match. So Rollins is starting to get back the momentum he had last year at this time. Dean Ambrose, on the other hand, he's now on his way out. Not because of money, because the company offered him 7 figures and a 5-year deal plus 7 figures for each year. He flat out refused it because he is being mishandled creatively. He's being made to look like a freaking goof, made to look like a clown. When is enough enough? When you take all the abuse you can take from a billion-dollar company that clearly has no respect for you, he has to leave. He's going to leave. And I'm not going to, tell you the truth, like I said, I'm not going to miss Dean. I'm disappointed that, they could have done so much more with his character. Instead, they did absolutely nothing with it. But at the end of the day, if Dean wants to go, let him go. Let him leave. Let him go on to AEW. Let him go on to New Japan or let him just wither away into obscurity. Whatever he wants to do, let him do it. Now here comes the other question. Everyone is very suspicious that the WWE announced this. They announced that Ambrose's contract expires after WrestleMania, and they're doing this in January, 3 months out. Now you do have the rumblings from people saying that maybe this is just one big elaborate work, and that maybe this is a way to reinvigorate interest in Dean Ambrose. To which I say, do you really trust this company to do something like that? Let's look at their track record. The Nexus in the year 2010. Hot Angle, they killed it by SummerSlam. Completely ice cold dead. 2011, the Summer of Punk. Again, by SummerSlam, ice cold dead. You brought back Punk a week too early. You should have kept him off TV past SummerSlam to really build up interest in a storyline into the whole him leaving with the championship storyline, having him appear at other promotions with the set title. But you killed it. You brought him back a week too early, and you diminished it and killed it at the end of SummerSlam by having Del Rio beat him. They botched the Summer of Punk. They botched the Nexus. They botched everything else that they ever put together. Whenever this company has something interesting handed to them on a silver platter, their fucking grubby hands can't help but just tinker with something that doesn't need to be tinkered with. And when they tinker it, it ends up being completely irrelevant and useless. So you know what? If this whole thing with Dean Ambrose is a work, I do not trust this company to do anything interesting with it at all. I have no faith in the WWE if this is all a work. So I hope it's a shoot, and I hope Dean Ambrose leaves and he goes somewhere else, because I don't trust WWE with anyone on this roster anymore. They are fucking useless. They suck. Those are my thoughts on Dean Ambrose's leaving. Let me know yours down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.